Today, from the Caesars Superdome in New Orleans, on EA Sports. Derek Carr and the New Orleans Saints taking on Ryan Tannehill and the Tennessee Titans.
From a city that's played host to 10 Super Bowls, here's a look inside the Superdome in New Orleans. Today, it's the opener of the 2023 NFL season, as it'll be the Tennessee Titans taking on the New Orleans Saints. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Well, CD, new season is here. Lions and Chiefs got it going on Thursday night. You and I were there. What a scene that was. But now here we are a few days later on Sunday, looking at two teams with great expectations here to begin 2023.
It's always fun to get a new season started, isn't it, partner? Because everyone feels like they've got a shot at the defending champs. They think that they can be the new champs. And here we are getting things going. Let's have some fun.
Yeah, they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line. Well, the Titans ready to take over on offense for the first time, and it is the now 35-year-old Ryan Tannehill who leads them out in his 12th NFL campaign.
Those who expected Ryan Tannehill to go quietly into the night after the Titans drafted Will Levis, well, they clearly don't know this man well at all. He's a fighter and former comeback player of the year, and expects
Tannehill to throw on the first play. Now throw right side here, going to be incomplete. Now a 2nd and 10. The NFL's leading rusher in 2019 and 2020, Derrick Henry.
And he'll rumble for about 5, up close to the 40. Third play here, this opening drive as they're up against a 3rd and 5. They'll run it again with Henry. And trying to push forward, but he is going to be stuffed up in the backfield. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
With his do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
On 4th down, here's Ryan Stonehouse to punt for Tennessee. Deep for New Orleans is Rashid Shaheed.
It's a 45-yard punt, just a 1-yard return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory.
So here come the Saints to take over for the first time. And here's the new man under center after 9 seasons as a Raider. Derek Carr is the guy.
It's going to take some time to adjust to seeing Carr running out in a new uniform instead of black and silver. It's black and gold. 35,000 yards and over 200 touchdowns with the Raiders. The Saints more than willing to let him air it out all game long to a talented group of pass catchers in the Big Easy.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
In his 7th season now, here's Alvin Kamara.
And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
Carr to throw on 3rd and 1. Looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted. Picked by Kevin Byard, and his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. Before we came up to the booth, last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
And do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit, and that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception.
After the interception, here's Tannehill.
And brought in downfield by Burks. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage.
And time to give some credit to the big fellows, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes because you've got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
Now they'll try and set up the quarterback draw here.
And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down. Defense simply not fooled by the draw there.
Well, they were thinking run to begin with, and what they tell their defensive linemen is play the run on your way to the quarterback. If someone shows, go get him, and that's exactly.
And into the end zone for a Tennessee touchdown. Ryan Tannehill keeping it himself from 5 yards out. And the Titans take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown.
And maybe the defense caught a little by surprise there that he took off and got in?
Yeah, I would think so, because if you're analyzing it from that side of the ball, you're thinking running back, fullback. Takes you a while before you get to the quarterback.
Robbie Gould on for the extra point. And he's 1 for 1 on the new year as his kick is good. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it's finished off with a 5-yard touchdown run. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
From his end zone, here's Rashid Shaheed. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their second drive.
And one of the things we like to hit on every year are the new rule changes. And we got a few for 2023. A lot are procedural, having to do with deadlines and roster construction and such. But 2 kind of caught my eye, Charles. One is the option to fair catch a kickoff and have it come out to the 25 like it does in college. You like that?
I don't like it at all. I don't like it in college. I don't like it in the NFL. I want to have something different. And I really wanted the special teams coaches to be a little bit more involved. But I do understand why the league is doing it. They believe it promotes safety, and it's hard to argue against that.
What about, this is the other one, guys can now wear the number 0. We've already seen some make the switch, Calvin Ridley, DeAndre Swift, Braxton Berrios, amongst others.
Yeah, and you know something? When you see those guys make that move, I don't mind that at all right? A little more expressionism for these guys. I love it. I just think we didn't go far enough. What about double 0, like Jim Otto used to wear or Kenny Burrow used to wear? Let's add that back to the NFL jerseys. No surprise at all. They're looking for the big man early in this one. The only surprise for them, he couldn't hang on to the pass.
Blake Gillikin on to punt now on 4th down. Kyle Phillips deep for Tennessee.
Call it 46 yards on the punt, just a single yard on the return as he was covered quickly. And it'll be Titan football.
Here's Tennessee ready to begin this drive offensively.
They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. Here's Tannehill.
Throw out wide is incomplete. Well, for the Titans in 2023, they figure to be a team that battles for a division title. At least that's what it looks like from my vantage point, Charles. What do you think needs to go right for them to win the AFC South?
I think some retooling, especially on the offensive side of the ball. And when you start with the offensive line, their pride and joy, they've got to rebuild that part of the team because that's the engine that makes their offense run. Everything comes off the fact that their offensive line usually controls the line of scrimmage.
This throw incomplete, nearly picked off. And with his pedigree, he doesn't drop many of those. But third down coming up.
Here's Tannehill. And it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Demario Davis. Fighting his way through contact. He had his eyes on the end zone. He got close. At least he set the offense up nicely, but he's probably mad he didn't take that one to pay dirt.
I agree with you, and you know he's going to get teased because he didn't get it all the way into the end zone. But if they don't score now, if they don't get a touchdown, he won't just get teased. They'll be glaring at him. How'd you not score?
Suddenly it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. Try to pound it in, Kamara. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. 2nd and goal from inside the 5.
Again, Kamara. And this time he'll get down close to the goal line, but not quite in as he stopped at the 1-yard line. Kamara.
And I don't think Kamara got there. Looks like they stopped him short. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Well, if this defense can hold him to a field goal here, what a win that would be.
Not just a win on the possession, but psychologically take over the ball game. But this started with 1st and goal, so they were in 4-down territory right from the beginning. I say you finish it off and go for the touchdown.
Can this defense hold them out? Here we go now. 4th and goal from the 2. Here we go with Kamara. And he'll wind up being knocked back to the 3-yard line. Kamara on 4th and goal, unable to get in. And the Titans defense will celebrate the goal line stand. Now a first carry for their fullback. Well, that gives them a little room, but not much. A gain of 2 to the 5.
The time is called. Looks like a member of the Titans in some discomfort out there. Well, just the last thing you want to see here in the first quarter of a new season. Hopefully nothing serious. We'll step aside for a moment. Here's a 2nd and 8. Tannehill going to turn and give this to Henry.
And he'll take this forward only up to about the 7. Just a couple on the ground there, and that's going to bring up 3rd and about 6. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
Throwing on 3rd down, Tannehill.
That is caught.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. It's a 9-yard gain, and it'll keep the drive moving.
This is a nice job of just taking what the defense is going to give you on 3rd down. You're not looking for a big play downfield. You just want to find something that can get you past the marker. They found it, and were able to keep the drive moving.
So that last play gives him a little more space now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line. Henry up the middle. And he'll take this one up over the 20 to the 21-yard line.
2nd and 5.
From the gun, here's Tannehill. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Inside handoff, Henry. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Now 2nd and 5. Now Tannehill. It's complete. Burks. A busy first quarter. His 3rd catch of the afternoon is a first down. Tannehill with a play fake to Henry. He'll throw instead. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Cameron Jordan wreaking havoc with a sack.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
The job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20. Running from the gun with Henry. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Now Tannehill. A short throw taken in by Okonkwo. And that's good for a gain of 6. And that'll bring up 4th down.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
On 4th down, Ryan Stonehouse on to punt. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. And a great job on special teams to down it, as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
And from that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. A 1,000-yard rusher for the first time last year. This is Jamal Williams. Now he's able to break through 1 tackle, but it slowed him down enough that he could only manage getting back to the line of scrimmage.
Really shouldn't be a surprise. It's going to be hard to move people in this situation. You know they're going to bring the pressure defensively. Because I remember playing in these spots, and my coaches always say, don't be afraid to try and create a safety, too. They're going to bring pressure.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Kamara. And able to get it across the 10 to the 15. They needed some breathing room. He gave it to him. 11 yards and a first down.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
Now they have a little more space to maneuver from the 15, 1st and 10. Again, it's Kamara. And he'll take this one up over the 20 to the 21-yard line.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Consecutive positive runs for him on the last 2 snaps. He certainly appears to be trying to put the offense on his back and just move them down the field when his number is called. The way he's running it, I keep going back to him.
From the 21, here's a 2nd down and 4.
Now Carr. Thomas has got it. Complete. First time these two have hooked up this afternoon, and it's a 1st down. To throw, it's Carr.
They'll get this out to Kamara.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now Carr.
Slant pass complete to Olave.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a 2nd and just a few inches left. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on 1st quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
Kamara up the middle. And down to the 44, 5 yards that time.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Ready for the 2nd quarter from New Orleans. It's the Saints in possession. Here's a 2nd and 5. As they've got it as we resume action.
On 2nd down, Kamara. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line.
45 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up 1st downs.
Carr now to throw. And Thomas has it. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25.
The Saints passing game in sync and moving the football. It's a 1st down.
On play action, it's Carr.
Going right back to Michael Thomas. And he's going to be taken down right at the 10-yard line.
That's the 3rd time on this drive that these two have connected with each other. They've got a real rapport going. And right now, it's paying off with big chunks of yardage, as shown by that last play.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Carr going to throw.
Olave over the middle.
Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
From the gun now on 3rd down, Carr looking for Thomas. He's got him. Touchdown, New Orleans.
A 5-yard touchdown catch. And the Saints go nearly the length of the field and finish it off with 6 points. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, yeah, I give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
Lutt's good on the extra point, and we are tied at 7. That one was an extended drive, 14 plays all told.
And it's Michael Thomas who ends it with a touchdown reception.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
Phillips, he's not going to bring this one out, so they will begin the drive at the 25.
And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field.
The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive, 1st and 10.
They'll fake it. Now Tannehill.
He gets this one to Burks.
And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Tannehill. Henry's got it out on the left side. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that's going to bring up 2nd down. Tannehill now to throw. His throw incomplete.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. Here's Tannehill.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have a Titans 1st down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Play action. It's Tannehill.
Got his man, Okonkwo.
And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it's 2nd down.
Well, it certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
And that one too wide and incomplete.
The offense on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. Again, Tannehill.
And that one to the right side and incomplete. Here's Ryan Stonehouse now
as he's on to punt for Tennessee. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line.
The New Orleans offense set to take over. Well, certainly they'd rather have the scenario they had last time out, Charles. Remember, they had the short field. They took it in the end zone. Now this is going to have to be a longer, more sustained drive if they want to get points.
Yeah, a little bit more of a quick strike opportunity last time by where they were on the field, and you're exactly right about that. But now, backed up a little bit. What's that old expression we love to use? Time to matriculate the ball down the field and try and do it again.
Now a handoff. Here's Kamara. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. Staying on the ground on 1st with Kamara. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34.
52 yards rushing for him in this first half as he is looking in mid-season form here in the opener.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
A man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Kamara again. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Working from the gun, it's Carr. He gets this one complete to Traquan Smith. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46.
Second down and a little more than a yard here.
They'll run out of the gun with Kamara. And he'll get it out to midfield. Let's see, yeah, they'll spot it right in midfield at the 50. From midfield, here's Carr.
Olave holds it in.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 12 yards that time for number 12 as they move the chains.
His college teammate Garrett Wilson and the Jets won the award, but Chris Olave was very much in contention for Rookie of the Year honors as well. The only other rookie over 1,000 yards last season, he really looked worthy of that number 11 overall pick and a nice first down catch right there.
Throwing on first down is Carr. Pressure comes, and the Titans able to bring him down. That's sacked by the DN, Danico Autry.
Put Autry anywhere along the line, and he'll produce for you. At least 7.5 sacks in 4 of his last 5 seasons with the Colts and Titans.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go. Carr.
Finding Johnson on the out route. That's complete.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
They'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down.
Well, it looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackle him for a loss.
So Carr will exit stage right, and on is Lutz for the Saints field goal.
From the right hash, this from 53. The kick by Lutz is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The Titans offense now, they work their way back onto the field.
Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10.
They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. 2nd down. Now it's Tannehill. Caught by his tight end, Wesco. And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8. They'll fake the handoff. Now Tannehill.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Titans first down as he's able to get about 3 that time on 3rd and inches.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Off play action, Tannehill. DeAndre Hopkins making the catch.
And they'll take him to the ground quickly, but he's able to get it down to the 41-yard line. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 41. Now a handoff to Henry. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up. To throw is Tannehill. A short throw taken in by Okonkwo. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7 our score. 7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Back to throw, Tannehill. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. An effective 7-yard 3rd down conversion.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the 1st. On 1st down, Tannehill. That pass taken in by Burks. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4. 2nd down and 6 now. Throwing again is Tannehill. He gets it to Burks again. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down. Tannehill. He's got his running back out of the backfield. And he will have a Titans 1st down. It's a gain of 6 that time on 3rd and 2. Here's Tannehill. Touchdown! Traylon Burks. A 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Titans will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. That could be an important swing right there. A touchdown in the final minute of the half to take the lead.
And I like the point you just made there. Could be an important swing because now that they have the lead, if they can carry that into the locker room at the half, they'll feel really good about what they accomplished in the first 2 quarters.
Gold to add the extra point. And that makes it 14-10. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it was Traylon Burks capping things off with a touchdown catch. There's the Titan kick team as they run up and send this one away. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. The Saints offense going to head out now late in this first half. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get into field goal range. On 1st down, Carr drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Carr to throw on 2nd down. Back to Kamara for another catch. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. Carr now on 1st down, and that'll be incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
Carr again here on 2nd and 10. And here is a leaping catch. He pulled it in. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 37. A really good pickup of 28 yards. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. In the hands of Kamara. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room. The kick by Lutz is good. And the lead is down to 1 now at 14-13. So, yes, they'll still be down going into intermission, but the deficit is now made even smaller, very manageable.
Yeah, and if nothing haywire happens here in his last couple of precious seconds, they will go into the locker room with a nice bounce in their step, having gotten a little bit closer on the scoreboard.
So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend as we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome back to football, everybody. We've got a full slate of 16 games here to start the new season, so let's take our first trip around the NFL. We'll begin up in the Steel City, Acrisure Stadium in Pittsburgh, and it's the Niners who have the lead as those two teams play the second quarter. 2 touchdown passes there for Brock Purdy. From there, we head over to the Windy City. Check on the Bears at home, Soldier Field. And you can see, currently they trail in that ball game. 2 touchdown passes there for Teddy Ballgame. Lastly, let's check in on our nation's capital to see what's happening with the Washington Commanders at home at FedEx Field. As you can see, the score there in the second quarter. Jahan Dotson, a touchdown reception. In our game has been Ryan Tannehill, who's had the hot hand in the first half. His guys lead, though, by only a point. It's been a tight one. As for the start of the third quarter, we'll send it back to Brandon Gaudin.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Taken at the goal line. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Saints going to take over on offense to begin this third quarter. Well, Charles, we saw a pretty entertaining first half, close ball game. Remember there toward the end of the second quarter, the opposition scored to take the lead. Now we'll see if these guys can get a score of their own to regain that lead.
Yeah, they want to have that type of a response, don't they? Because they want to find a way to take control of this ball game one more time. Gauntlet's been thrown down. They want to see if they're ready to answer it.
You can just kind of sense the momentum turning here. It's 1st and 10. A give. This is Kamara. And space tough to come by there as he'll get maybe a yard to the 37. So from the 37, here's a 2nd and 9. Now Carr. To the right side and complete to Thomas. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And they go backwards here. Losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
And that's exactly what offenses try to avoid by using motion and throwing different formations up. They hate when he can draw a bead on the play, get a running start, and make a big play behind the line of scrimmage as he did just there.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Here's Carr. They'll get this out to Kamara. And he's taken down at the 50 after a short gain of 2. Here's 3rd and 9. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
Got a man over the middle. It's Williams. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
Here comes the Saints punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And it's out of bounds. Now we'll see what the side judge says. He says out at the 8-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
They begin with Henry. And a healthy gain of 8 here. They double their workspace out to the 16.
He had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end.
Tannehill with a play fake to Henry. He'll throw instead. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And he is going to bring this back inside the 20 to the 18-yard line.
And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them. And they took advantage of it there. Got a nice interception and set up their offense in great shape.
Although a jet sweep to start the drive. Roger McCreary there to bring him down defensively. 2nd and 9.
Now Carr. And Thomas has it. So the completion good for 6 yards. And this will wind up being a 3rd and 3.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
A field goal would get him the lead, but that's not what they're shooting for as they come up on 3rd down. Now Carr. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans.
Alvin Kamara.
A 12-yard touchdown grab.
And the Saints have taken the lead here this 3rd quarter.
They went empty backfield, all their weapons out wide, so there really was no secret here to what they were going to do.
No secret, but they still had to execute it, and they still had to protect the guy throwing the ball, because oftentimes when you empty the backfield, people bring pressure at you. They managed to hold in there and successfully complete the touchdown pass.
Dennis Allen going to go for 2 here. He's leaving his offense out on the field.
Carr will look to throw. And this will be caught as they convert here for 2. So they go with the pass, and it works there on the 2-point try. Charles, just in general, what are your thoughts passing versus running on 2-point conversion? Situational?
It is situational. You have to know your team. What is your strength? Because so many people think you have to throw the ball in a 2-point conversion, but the stats will tell you that running it is about as proficient. So know your team and go to your strength.
And he won't quite make it to the 25. Here's Tennessee ready to begin this drive offensively. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this, because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Give them 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give them a first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Tannehill on first down. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Cameron Jordan in there to get him once again. That's 2 sacks for him now here on opening day.
And you get the feeling, Charles, yeah, he's got the 2 sacks now, but he may get more here. We've still got a quarter and then some to go.
And the way that he is playing this game, it reminds me of one of the best golfers in the world who can use every club in the bag and make a great shot. That's what he's doing with his pass rush moves right now, showing a little bit of everything. They have no way of stopping him.
Now a play fake, and it's Tannehill.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down.
Tannehill.
And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. Out onto the field comes New Orleans.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Carr now to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Smith. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. So 8 yards on the completion there, and that'll leave him with a 3rd and 2.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
Here's Kamara trying to run for it. Yeah, this is not going to be enough. Was in search of 2 yards and only got halfway there.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description, because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Here comes the Saints punter now, as he's on to kick it away. That'll be a 43-yard punt, just a single yard on the return. And the Titans will be backed up deep to begin the drive as they take over 1st and 10. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Tannehill now to throw. Complete. It's Henry. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll try to run for the first with Henry. And Henry fighting for the marker, but I don't think he got there. He did not. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on 4th.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Here's Ryan Stonehouse now
as he's on for the 5th time here today. Just a yard return there after a punt of 49.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The New Orleans offense set to take over.
And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive.
Kamara gets it again on 2nd down.
And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. To throw his Carr. Throw left side complete. That's Smith. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. On 2nd down, here's Carr. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. It'll go as a gain of 4. And it makes it 3rd down and 2 yards to go.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Saints 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
5th catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, and the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. Used to be occasional, right, safety valve. Throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver.
So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. To throw, it's Carr.
Slant pass complete to Olave.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. The Saints passing game in sync and moving the football. It's a 1st down.
Boy, everything clicking on this drive. He's 4 for 4 now, and that throw, maybe the best of the bunch. This offense is really humming, and they pick up another 1st down.
From the gun, it's a run for Kamara.
And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down.
They fake the handoff. Now Carr.
He completes it to Olave.
And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. That catch puts him over 70 yards receiving now as he's got a 1st down.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Try to pound it in, Kamara.
And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
Williams is in. Touchdown, New Orleans. Just power football there, down near the goal line. Give it to him. He's able to push his way across.
Yeah, they went heavy there. Sometimes you have those big offensive linemen come in after report like they're eligible. But all they're doing is getting a good stance, blocking, and getting their runner across the goal line.
yards to try to add the PAT. He's got it as they double up the lead. This one's now 28-14. So the drive goes 75 yards, 10 plays.
And it was Jamal Williams who ended things with a touchdown run. The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away. Phillips now from the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. The Titans now just about ready to take over. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
Second down, they go again with Henry.
And it's still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to third down. Tannehill on third down.
A short throw taken in by Okonkwo.
He's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. On 1st and 10, Tannehill. And his throw is incomplete.
2nd and 10.
From the gun, here's Tannehill. Over the middle, complete. It's Phillips. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
They'll come up facing 3rd and 5.
Again, Tannehill. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time.
Picked up by the Honey Badger, Tyron Matthew.
And he's able to get it back to right around the 27.
And here in the 4th quarter, defensively, you know that you're just going to blanket the field with defensive backs and say, okay, take your best shot. And that time, it's intercepted.
And we've often seen teams go into the prevent early, way too early, and sometimes they get too soft in their coverages, but not in this case. They understood the situation and played it with the proper aggression.
Now after the INT, it's Carr. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need.
Picked off by Caleb Farley. And the Titans are right back in this football game.
Now with that interception, you feel like we got a ball game again. Remember, 2-score contest and still time left here in the 4th.
And in the old days, not too long gone either. Throwing the ball here would have been an absolute no-no, but the way the game's played now, throwing it makes sense. You just have to be careful when you put it in the air.
Tennessee offense set to go again. The interception was a great starting point, but now they need points pretty quickly, down 2 scores.
A first down carry for Henry.
And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. Second down coming up.
Now Tannehill.
This will go to Henry out wide.
And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Picked off by Paulson Adebo.
And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. This spot in the fourth quarter with that deficit, had to throw the football. Unfortunately, there's the risk of big turnover.
And you know you're going to be throwing against nickel, dime, all sorts of exotic defenses, but you have to do it anyway. Ordinarily, you might want to run the football a little bit, try and get them out of it. But as you noted, this time of the game, this point on the clock, had to throw it.
Now Kamara. And he is going to lose yardage here. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it. And the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Carr going to throw. And this one complete to Smith. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now. Throwing now is Carr. He's got his target. That's complete. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because, to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. Here's Carr to throw. On the check down, he finds Kamara. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Kamara fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. It's picked up by the Titans. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, that takeaway, partner, right there, that's a combination of coaching, execution, and absolute belief. Because a lot of guys will look at the scoreboard and go, this thing's pretty well done. But they still thought to themselves, if we can make a play, we give our teammates a chance to win it. And that's exactly what they did.
Henry will get it. He's been busy today. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. Out of the gun, Tannehill.
That's to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Here's Tannehill. And he'll be touched down here, but not before he does pick up the 1st. The Titans get 14 yards there and move the chains as well. Fourth quarter, every drive so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the 2nd touchdown. You've got the 1st one for the 2nd one to even matter.
Now they can breathe a little easier, some room to operate as they've got it 1st and 10 now out past the 20. Now it's Tannehill.
It's complete, Burks.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Play action, it's Tannehill. And he's taken down here by the Saints.
That's the former Buckeye Pete Werner getting the sack.
Remember, throughout my career here in defensive coaches, I always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. A shotgun snap for Tannehill.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. That one goes for 36 yards.
And here's a spot where this offense says, we got to start making something happen. We're down 2 scores. It's the 4th quarter. We've got to start moving with some urgency. And here's a big play that gives them a ray of hope that they can get back in this one.
So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. Tannehill. Pressure comes and down he goes. Cameron Jordan getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
Well, this has to count as a great team effort today, but this man, he's been at the center of all of it. Really special day for any defense to have this many sacks in a game. Even more so for this player. One of the best individual efforts of the season.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. To throw is Tannehill. It's a loss of 7. And now it's 3rd down.
So certainly in a pickle here. They have a mile to go to try to pick up the first. We'll see what they've drawn up.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. So 2 third-down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a 3rd, and now they deal with 4th down.
Tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to need a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
Yeah, once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore.
And the Saints force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. Well, there's 2 sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough. But, man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
I would think about it, and I think about it awfully hard, but also you might want to look into his eyes, see what he has. He might be one of those players that you don't want to affect his confidence by actually pulling him out of the game. So you have to know your player. You have to know the situation.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down. And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
This offense so far on 3rd down, they're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. This time they face a 3rd and 2. They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
Here comes the Saints punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. .43 yards on the punt, 7-yard return,
and they will take over 1st and 10.
Here's the Titan offense now as they make their way back onto the field.
Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a two-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Here's Tannehill. He finds his man, complete. It's Phillips. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
Timing is so important on a route like this because he's going to line up out right and then cut straight across the field. I think the ball might have come out a count or two too late because by the time he was able to secure it, not much of a chance to turn it upfield.
And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues. Now, yes, a 2-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on 2nd and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right. They did pick up the first down there, but they, as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a 2-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Draw play. This is Henry. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Now Tannehill.
Over the middle into the hands of Burks.
These two have hooked up 9 times now this afternoon as they pick up the first. But correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
Yeah, that's good for a gain of 6, and that'll make it 2nd down. Here's Tannehill.
Open man, that's Henry.
And he'll get it down on the play to the 37.
All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Here's 1st and 10.
Throwing again is Tannehill.
Open man, Westbrook-Ikhine.
Takes this to the 32, maybe the 31, and then the defense rallying quickly after that broken tackle.
Now 2nd and 4. Now Tannehill.
They set up the screen for Henry. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line.
Here's 1st down. Tannehill. He's got Derrick Henry again, back-to-back catches.
And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
A throw left sideline falls incomplete. Well, this one's had a season's worth of thrills already, and it's still week 1. Here's 3rd down now. Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And so close. He gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Here we go, 1st and goal. Throwing, Tannehill.
And this is caught down for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed, but if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively there, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know,
doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
Gold able to tack on the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. So a 7-point game. They'll need a recovery, the touchdown, and an extra point to tie. And the Saints hands team able to rein this one in. A tough one there. They certainly wanted that when they needed it, but they didn't absolutely have to get it. They still do have 3 timeouts.
You're exactly right. They had to attempt it. But even though they didn't get it, as you noted, with 3 timeouts, if they can get these stops on defense, all hope is not lost.
The Saints coming out now to take the field.
And this game not quite in hand yet. We'll likely see all 3 timeouts defensively and then reassess where we are. Just week 1, but already plenty of intrigue with the games going on, and this one no different as we come up on a 1st and 10. Now a timeout called for by the defense as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball.
Now Tennessee going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. And they'll indeed take a knee. Now the Titans will use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it here with 1:07 remaining. And they take a knee. Carr down to a knee, and that ought to just about do it. And just how they envision the start of the season, kneeling it down, defense can't stop the clock. This one's a winner.
You know, it's really strange. I think a lot of people think that the kneel-down practice stuff really only happens like 1 time a week. The best teams I know, they practice it starting back in OTAs. They want them to visualize winning a game and how great that feels, and they got it done in this one.
Yep, a knee gets them to 1-0.
We'll see the autos a little extra excitement for week 1, and one of our early window games here in week 1 on a Sunday comes to a close. Good to be back in the booth with you, my friend.
And it's good to be back in the booth with you as well. And we know that not everyone's going to start the season 1-0, right? Half the league is going to have a loss on their record, but everyone's going to have to build off of that opener. And how many coaches tell us every single year, you make your most progress between week 1 and week 2. We'll see how both of these teams progress the rest of this season.
So for the Saints, it was a hard-fought game, and they'll exit 1-0 as they win by a touchdown. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Carolina Panthers. Meanwhile, for the Titans, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Saints are winners here as we say so long from New Orleans.